From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. So don't wait. Secure your spot today. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
My name is Naledi Mfoloe, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. Now, earlier this week, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa met with U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House in what was meant to be a diplomatic engagement. But what unfolded instead was nothing short of a misinformation ambush. Now, during the meeting, Donald Trump presented what he claimed were visual proofs of white farmers being systematically killed in South Africa. One of the images he displayed was actually a gruesome scene of body bags, which was in fact taken from a completely unrelated tragedy in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, that footage, right, verified by Reuters, by the way, showed the aftermath of the conflict between Congolese forces and Rwanda-backed M23 rebels in Goma. Let's watch.
I don't know. Look, these are articles over the last that they were attacked violently.
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is?
Well, I could do that. Look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried.
That the two individuals that are in that video that you've seen are both leaders of opposition minority parties in South Africa, in Congo Sizwe under Mr. Zuma and the economic freedom fighters under Mr. Malema. Now, the reason that my party, the Democratic Alliance, which has been an opposition party for over 30 years, chose to join hands with Mr. Ramaphosa's party was precisely to keep those people out of power. We cannot have those people sitting in the union buildings making decisions. And that is why after 30 years of us exchanging barbs across the floor in Parliament and trying to get one over on each other, we've decided to join hands precisely to keep that lot out of government. Because the day they get in to the doors of the union buildings in South Africa or control of our Parliament, that's what you're going to see. And that is why this government, working together, needs the support of our allies around the world so that we can strengthen our hand, grow our economy, and shut the door forever on that rabble getting through the doors of the union buildings. Because then South Africa's future would be...
So you denounced that type of language in the video that you saw?
Now let that sink in. The suffering of Congolese civilians was used out of context, without even shame, right, to support a baseless conspiracy theory that white South Africans are victims of genocide. And there's even more. Trump then played a video claiming to show mass graves of white farmers in South Africa. But in the reality, it was actually a temporary memorial site, which is actually a symbolic installation meant to draw attention to violence and not actual burial ground. Now, I want to be very clear when I say this, right? There is no state-sponsored genocide in South Africa. The murder of any farmer, whether black or white, is a tragedy. But to take selective violence, strip it off context and spin it into racial paranoia serves no one, to be honest. In fact, it fans the flames of division at home and abroad. Now, President Ramaphosa and his delegation rejected Trump's claims, with Agriculture Minister John Steenhuisen, a white South African and member of the Democratic Alliance, pointed out that South Africa's multi-party coalition was actually formed to keep extremist voices out of power. Now, as an African, I must ask, why do African tragedies only matter when they can be misused for someone else's narrative? Because why is it that Congolese death and the suffering of these people become pawns in a white savior fantasy? Personally, I feel like this isn't just about Trump alone. It's about the dangerous willingness to misrepresent African realities to actually fit Western political agendas. And we must call it out. We must call it what it is. Africa is not a playground for ideological propaganda. Our stories, our struggles, and our truths deserve to be respected because we are not backgrounds for political theater. Now, I really want to hear what your thoughts are on this. Please, let's continue the conversation in the comment section. And while you at it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That's it from me. Till we meet again, it is goodbye for now.